The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. Here's your host.
Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? This is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator from ERGJ Enterprises. Just want to welcome you to tonight's conversation with ERGJ. We're going to be talking about how to fix broke tonight. So we're going to be talking about how to fix broke. So I got a couple tips, a couple of things for you guys, kind of take away from today. So hopefully you got a pen and paper, you're going to take notes, or you're going to watch this video and just replay it over and over again. I'm not quite sure. What's going on, Kenyatta? Hopefully that connection worked good for you. One of the ways you can fix broke is actually making smart connections. You may have some ideas, some of the things you want to do, but you need to get connected to the right people that can help you take your vision. I like to call it refining your idea. Everybody say refining your idea. You got to refine your idea. Sometimes there is safety in wise counsel. There is safety in wise counsel. You got to get wise counsel. But now I want to talk about how you can fix broke. Because I know that many people are in a financial situation where they need to fix it, and it's really a personal responsibility, right? Like I know that you can file bankruptcy. I know that you can do all these things to get a handout, but I would also say that instead of looking for a handout, all you really need is a hand up. All you really need, you don't really have a money problem, guys. Again, I say this all the time. You don't have a money problem. You have an idea problem. And then if you don't have an idea problem, you actually have an execution problem, because you're not actually executing the idea that you have. Many of us aren't even starting to work on the idea that we have. So I want to tell you a little bit of a story about something I dealt with today, and I've dealt with this quite often. And then we'll go into a couple other tips that'll help you. But I was helping a client out today. We were doing a retirement review. In case you don't know what that is, a retirement review is we actually go in and we take a look at your retirement dollars. We break down everything that you need to know about your very own money. And every time I do this, there is an aha moment or an awareness moment. So as we're going through her retirement dollars, she's been doing very well trying to save up. I started pointing out to her some things that she did not know and that they were not going to tell her. So you saw me post earlier about how with her broker, with her advisor, she was paying 5.75%. That means that every time she made a deposit into her account, into her IRA, she would pay 5.75% for them to actually put her money into her vehicle. Now think about this. In order for her to win, everybody say win. In order for her to win, that means that she has to beat 5.75% off the top. In order for her to win, she has to beat 5.75%. So everybody get that. She's got money. I'm going to go ahead and contribute, right? I'm going to contribute. I know that I should invest. I know I should contribute to my 401k or my TSP or my IRA, whatever. And I know I should invest. And I'm trusting this company to do what's right with my money. But in order for me to have their trust, I got to pay them 5.75% of my investable assets. So think about that. In order for me to win, I gotta automatically beat 5.75%. Now, here's what happens. They're able to mask it. Oh, let me say this. So she was getting about a 2% return, right? So I said to myself, this is odd. For the past eight years while Obama's been in office, the stock market's been done nothing but rise. I mean, we've had some 20% returns. We had some 15% returns, some 30% returns in the past 8 years. And your personal rate of return is 2%. So not only are you paying 5.75% for somebody else to manage your money, they're doing a poor job of bringing you back profit for the money that you allowed them to invest, to manage for you. Now, here's the deal. When you do that, it's nothing wrong with using them, but you want to make sure you're using someone that's going to actually bring you a return, because at the end of the day, all the risk falls on you. It's not on them. If they pick bad investments, they don't get the risk. You do. But you're going to pay them 5.75% anyway. They're going to get their money off the top. So you got to ask yourself, man, I am investing my money into this market. I'm using this vehicle, and I'm actually using this person or this broker or whatever to invest my money for me. But I'm losing 5.75%, and I'm not even getting 5.75% back. So I'm just funneling money into a losing proposition. Does that make sense? Now, here's the deal. She didn't know that until she spoke to me today. She knew that she was doing the right thing by investing. She knew that she had the opportunity to grow her money. And in essence, she thought that she was growing her money because whenever she looked at her account, it say 2% return. But you got to go to the back end to see, okay, here are the fees that are being paid. So I'm really just saving negatively into my account because I'm losing 3% on my money while I'm thinking that I'm investing. Does that make sense? I'm losing 3% on my money and I'm thinking that I'm investing and getting a return, but the reality is I'm losing money. Right now, it's not the broker's fault. I'm not getting on them. What I'm saying is the reason why I do what I do is to make sure that you understand your very own money. Now, if we looked at that situation, it was different. She was paying 5.75%. She was getting a 10% return. That would make sense. But then, even then, you say to yourself, how in the world are you only getting 2% when the market has been up 15, 20% consistently over the past few years, for the past 8 years? So what kind of investing are they doing for you if they can't even get close to what the market is doing? And this is what we're doing, guys. So my first tip to you is you need to understand your very own money. It's your money. And in this particular example, she was losing money even though she thought she was doing even though she was doing the right thing. The act of what she was doing was correct. But because she didn't understand her own money, she was losing. Just imagine that. Imagine that you work for your job, you've been working for 10 years, and you've been investing in your 401k, but for 10 years, you never understood your 401k at all. But you knew the act of contributing to this vehicle, but the vehicle was going in reverse. How would that feel? You think you're making progress, but the vehicle's going in reverse. And this is your money that you've been working on, that you done earned 8 hours after 8 hours after 8 hours, year after year after year after year, trying to accumulate and build through these vehicles to build wealth, but you contributing into a vehicle that's going in reverse. And you don't even know. Again, it's your money, but you don't even know your money. You don't even understand your money. And you won't reach out to people who have your best interest in mind so that you can learn about your very own money. So you won't be hoodwinked. It reminds me of people that go to they try to get over on the women when they go to the mechanic shop, right? They figure, hey, this woman don't know nothing about the car. I can just tell her we got to change the transmission. All you need to do is get an oil change. And they go get a brand new transmission. And I'm not saying that this is the intent, but the reality is at this point in time, most brokers are nothing more than glorified salesmen. That's it. They're glorified salesmen. Now that rule is being changed. The law is being passed where they need to be fiduciary, which means they have to have the client's interest and best interest in mind. But right now, it's not so. They don't have to. They can go and look to sell you the best product that's going to bring them the best return, whether it does anything for you or not. That's how this game is set up. That's why I continue to tell people you need to understand your very own money. Now, yeah, most people don't save enough to lose 5%. Do you know? I mean, the average rate of return in the market, guys, over this history is about 7 or 8%. So if you already are starting 6% behind, you know what I'm saying? The average doesn't work out in your favor. Now, again, I'm not saying that brokers are bad. What I'm saying is most brokers, most advisors are not, they can't, about 70% of advisors are subpar at best. And all they're doing is they're trying to make judgments and guesses with your money, not their very own money, with your money. Well, hey, it's not my money. So imagine this. I gave you some money and told you to go invest it, and you lost it all. Whose fault is that? Is it your fault or is it my fault? It's my fault because I gave you the money. You know, it wasn't yours to lose. You don't care. Like you don't have any vested interest in it because it's not your money. Now, of course, these brokers are a little bit different. Obviously, they get paid off of the amount that they are managing. But I'm saying that the history tells us that about 76% of them can't even match the market. So to be able to find one that can beat the market is very, very slim. Very, very slim. But if you already are starting 5% off, they may double off her money than she made. You feel me? They made 5.75% and she only made 2%. So they made double off of her very own money, and she was going there to try to get a return. So you want to know your own, you want to understand your own money. And one of the ways that you can do that, I've got a service called a retirement review. I can do the same thing for you that I did for her. I get paid to help people make more money and save money. In this particular case, I was able to help her save a lot of money and get her over to the right place where she can actually start to earn more money and keep more of her money. So there's 3 principles there, right? Number one, you got to earn more money. We're going to talk about that tonight. Number two, you got to keep more of your money. We're going to talk about that tonight. And then number three, you got to have your money make money for you. And that's what she was trying to do, have her money make money for her. Now, let's talk about earning more money. So what we're talking about here is multiple streams of income. And I got quite a few people here that you are talented. You got a lot of things that you can do. And even if you can only do one thing, you can take one thing and you can make it turn into a lot of things. So for example, I'm a certified financial educator. I like to teach classes, right? So I teach classes to kids and I teach classes to adults. Well, what I've done is I've taken what I do, my knowledge, and now not only do I teach one-on-one like a coaching session, but now I teach groups of adults or children. And now I take that and I say, okay, well, I still want to teach, but how can I teach in a manner where I can reach more people? So now I also do public speaking. So I go and I project the same message like I'm doing now to a group of people. So it's not teaching, it's presenting, but it's still teaching in essence, right? I'm teaching them a concept. I'm teaching them a principle about money. I got a February 25th, I'll be going to a scholarship lunch and getting paid for that to go and present a concept about money, right? So now I say, okay, well, now I've got this thing that I want to teach, but now I need to be able to reproduce it, or I need to be able to provide some type of product or service. So I created services around teaching, like i.e. the retirement review. So I go in and do a one-on-one teaching on just retirement. And then now I got the know your numbers, which is I can go and do your budget for you, show you how to do it. You do it one time, you set up, and now you know your numbers, and you also know how to actually increase your cash flow based off where you are right now. That's something I haven't really rolled out, but it's something that I do. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this one thing that I do, and I'm finding different ways in order to do it, to affect the most people. You've got something great that you do. You got some niche, you got something, even if it's multiple things, but you got to start thinking about, well, how can I use what I got to get what I want? How can I spread myself out so that I have multiple streams coming in? I've added product. That's another stream of income, right? So what is it that you can do that can extend farther than just your job, just over broke? Because the only way that you're going to actually start to get out of being broke is to actually increase your services and your products that you offer to the public, whatever that may be. You've got to earn more money, right? And it's not very difficult to do, because now you're in a position where you can take one skill set. Say for example, again, this was back in the day. I was like, man, I'm really good at doing resumes. People like seeing my resumes. So I just started doing people's resumes and charging them for them. You know, some of you guys can cut hair. Just start cutting hair. Now, the key is do it legit. Don't just try to do it under the table to keep all the money. I'm telling you, you know, if you're going to do it, create some type of revenue stream, but also it is legit, that you are capturing your profits and your revenues and you're paying taxes and all that stuff. But I understand, you know what I mean? Sometimes we just got to try to get what we can get. But I understand that. But I'm saying if it's going to be a legitimate business, you know, make sure you do the things proper so that you can stay in business. Now, what other thing we talked about Uber or Lyft. Some people are picking up Lyft and Uber, and they're doing that on the side, making extra income. They're using this vehicle that they're going to drive anywhere around the city, and they're picking people up, and they're delivering people like they deliver pizzas. So these are just some things. I don't know what you want to do, but there's things that you can do to earn extra money. She says she's getting a license to do haircuts. So you know what I'm saying? I know that Jack, you probably do hair too, right? You probably do people's hair. And plenty of you guys do hair. You do braids. You ladies, y'all are skilled in this stuff. But are you using your time to make the connections to people who can use your services and then you're taking care of them, right? Because in essence, if you say, hey, I got 5 friends, they get their hair done every week, but I know how to do hair. Well, why don't they just come to me and come do, let me do their hair. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a salon night. I'm gonna do all their hair. We're gonna drink, play a few games, get their hair done. They pay me a little bit, right? They don't have to pay the whole salon stuff. Pay me a little bit, and now I done made a little money. We had a good time, and we can do that once every 2 weeks or once every month or whatever the case may be. Throw a salon party. Do it. Hey, that suggestion is free of charge. I normally charge for my $1 million ideas. Anyway, we got Kenyatta Bean here. She says she's a certified teacher and a tutor. So let's talk about tutoring for a second. So we can actually take tutoring to a whole other level. We can say, okay, instead of me going into the schools where I have to, where I have to meet the child and that takes a lot of time, is there a way that I can tutor to the masses? Is there a way that I can create this tutoring program to the masses so that now I don't have to necessarily go to the school. I can bring the tutoring service to the child directly in front of them. I can be online and I can tutor 3 children or 5 children or 10 children who are, let's just say they are taking French. And I can tutor them on French because they all in the same grade, around the same age, and they taking the same class. I can tutor them all at the same time. It doesn't necessarily have to be one-on-one tutoring because I'm just that dang on good. And I can make sure that they, each and every one of those children understand this concept or this class or this whatever, and I'm getting paid for each one of these children, but I'm only doing it once. I'm only doing it once. Instead of doing it 5 times out the day where I got now, that's 5 hours, 6 hours of my day that's gone. I'm trying to compress that time, serve more people, and still get paid for each one that I serve. Does that make sense? So we got to start thinking, okay, how can I take what I do to another level? Now, of course, you think about that, but you say, man, that could be good. Or if you're a certified teacher, now you can say, okay, well, I'm a teacher and I teach on this particular subject, so I'm going to create services around this subject. You see what I'm saying? Teaching people all over the country about financial literacy, I had to actually create products and services, classes, presentations that I could do on this particular subject. And this is how you can actually monetize something that you did once. So just for example, I've got this presentation. It's called What to Do with $1. And it goes through and talks about these different things, 4 different things you need to do with $1. And I go to all of the schools and I present this one presentation. I only had to create the presentation once, but I can deliver it for a lifetime. Let me repeat that again. I only had to create the presentation once, but I can deliver it for a lifetime. I can get paid for a lifetime for something I only had to do once. Now, of course, I got to go present it. But I'm saying the effort of creating it is way more effort in creating it than it is in presenting it. Because now I know it off the top of my head. I know all the slides. I know everything that's coming up. And now I'm just flowing with it. But I only had to create it once. And I'm getting paid for a lifetime to go and present this concept about money. So what is it that you can do to earn more money? Multiple streams of income, so that when one well runs dry, you still got another well that's flowing into your household. Think about it. You got to start. See, this is why I tell you, you got to turn the TV off. You don't have time to be watching TV when you could be thinking. This right here, my imagination, my dreams are my television. I continue to get $1 million ideas because I'm so far removed from all of the nonsense that's going on in the world. What is it that you got? You got an idea. You got a product. You got a service. Do you have the effort or the hustle to start putting it out? And don't tell me you don't have time. We all make time for the things that are important to us. So how important is getting out of debt? How important is fixing broke to you? Because I'll tell you what, we all make time when the rent man come due. You know what I'm saying? You make time for what's important to you. The question is how important is it to you? If you got time to watch TV, then you got time to make more money. You really do. If you got time to sit there and watch TV for mindless think about this. I want to sit in front of this boob tube for mindless activity. You're basically saying, you're basically endorsing not thinking. I don't want to think right now. Who gave you that idea? What kind of sense does that make? You broke, busted, and disgusted, and you don't want to tap into your very own resources that's been given to you by God so that you can come up with some solutions to your problem. And the solution to your problem is your next idea. The solution to your problem of being broke is your next idea. Multiple streams of income. Whatever that may be, it can be something small. This is something that's small, but it's something I want to do. Matter of fact, I got my first sale, by the way. Got my first sale on Thursday. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm putting it out and letting people know, hey, you can get the detergent through me. Financial freedom, man, is a top priority, period. So if it's your top priority, Latia, then almost everything else should come secondary until you reach your goal of financial freedom, right? People ask me, man, do you ever sleep? When I get tired, I rest. When I'm rested, I get refreshed. When I'm refreshed, I go and I get to work. Because I got places that I want to be, and I got a whole generation behind me that I'm taking with me. So I figure that once I build what I'm building, I got plenty of time to chill. But too many of y'all are Netflix and chilling instead of Netflix and building. Put that in the comments below. Netflix and build. Should be building. Should be building. You should go to bed empty. If you go to bed and you just go to bed because you're bored, that means that you ain't worked hard enough today. Netflix and build. Now, you want to earn more money, right? So one, you need to understand your money. Too many of us are financially illiterate. And we know we don't understand our money, but we still won't hire anybody to help us understand our money. And I just imagine the one that I helped today, if she wouldn't have been courageous enough to say, you know what, I don't know, I need help. She got the help. She would still be paying and losing money each and every month. You see what I'm saying? And that's probably happening to so many people. Help that they need, and it's called pride and ego. You're too prideful to reach out for help. You're too prideful to say, you know what? There's an expert in this area. I'm not an expert in money or finance, so why don't I reach out to someone that can actually help me in this area? So understanding your money. Understand your money. That is the number one thing you have to do. You got to understand your money. You got to increase your income. Multiple streams of income, whether you're driving for Uber or Netflix, just doing your thing. Let me tell you, the way that I walked away from my job, guys, plan in place, and then I sacrificed 5-6 hours of my after work time to go deliver pizzas for a while, because I knew that I needed to be out of debt, and I knew I needed to have something saved if I was going to walk away from this job that I hated. So that's what I was willing to sacrifice. I understood my money. I started to work and do other things to create additional income into my household so that I could get out of debt, so that I could so that I could have something saved just in case something happened. But then you want to get to a place where you keep more of your money. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be able to keep more of your money. So that means that you start moving from one side of the cash flow quadrant to the next. As a matter of fact, in about next month, we're going to have a kids class on the cash flow quadrant. We're going to be teaching elementary students, middle school students, and high school students the cash flow quadrants. They need to understand is moving out of school that there's different ways to earn money. So when you move from being an employee to a self-employed or a business owner, then you're going to be able to have your money to use, and you're going to have deductions that you can use on your taxes to keep more of your money, because you are actually using your money to invest into your business, and the tax codes favor you. The tax codes don't favor the employee. So even if you are just an employee, having a little side business of some sort helps you keep more of your money. You got to start to learn how you can move through the cash flow quadrant. So you got employee, you got self-employed, then you got over here, when you get to the right side of the cash flow quadrant, you got business owner, and you got investor. Down here on the right side, that's where you actually have your money working for you. And because your money is putting in all the hard labor, you're paying the lowest tax percentages back into the government. Okay. So you got to start thinking about, okay, well, even if you have a job, do you have an exit strategy? Are you doing something else to create and build wealth for yourself and your family? Have you started a family business doing whatever your family is good at? Have you even had the conversation about business at the kitchen table? So number one, understand your money. There should be no reason why you're paying 5.75% to your advisor and they're only bringing you 2% back. There should be no reason why you don't know that's happening. And if you don't know what's going on with your money, give me a call. Let's set something up. We start going through your money. You need to, if there's anybody here that has already been blessed by the services that I've been able to provide for you, go ahead and put that in the comments below, because these people need to know. See, one of the things about our people is they're so skeptical. But then when they go from being skeptical to being believers. When they had that moment, they're like, oh my goodness, I never knew all this. And so I'm able to educate you and empower you so that you never have to pay really anyone else again, because now you understand your money. Understand your money. Earn more money. Multiple streams of income. I don't care if you got to go deliver pizzas. I don't care if you got to take on a newspaper route. I don't care what you got to do to start finding little ways that you can earn more money. Earn more money. Stop using your time sitting behind the boob tube. Stop using your time laying around because you think that you're tired. No, you're not tired. You're just uninspired. Let me say that again. You're not tired. You're uninspired. See, the inspired person, when they have a goal, they got a dream, they know exactly what they're going for. They're willing to do whatever it takes. Everybody put in the comments below, whatever it takes to fix broke. Whatever it takes. So you're not tired. You're just uninspired. So I want to tap into what's your big goal? What's your big dream? What is it that you want to accomplish in 2017? If you want to get out of debt, that's not enough. Here's the reason why. Because I don't want you, no one is inspired running away from something. You're only inspired when you're running to something. So you're not getting out of debt is running away. What I want to know is, what is your big dream? What are you running towards? What does it look like when you're out of debt? What does it look like when when that mortgage gets paid off? What does it look like? That's what you are running to. And this is the message we have to get across. You don't get inspiration running away from something. You don't get inspiration running away from Pharaoh. You only get inspiration when you're running towards the promised land. So what is the promised land for you and your money? What is that? What does that look like? What is that land of milk and honey? This is what I want you to take time to think about and imagine and put it down. What is your promised land? What is your land of milk and honey? So you want to understand your money. You want to earn more money. You want to keep your money. And then you get to the place where you can start to make your money work for you. Then you get to the place where you are joining with us in Club Millie. And you're starting to get all these different investment ideas. You're starting to sit at the kitchen table about people who are already putting their money in places that is working for them. You're starting to understand your 401k. In case you don't know, that's already following the market. You're starting to look into real estate and businesses and opportunity. Here's the deal. The only way that you can actually capitalize on opportunity is for you to be prepared. It says luck is where preparation meets opportunity, right? So a lot of people are lucky enough to already be prepared to take advantage of opportunity, and we call them multimillionaires or self-made millionaires. No, they just were in position that they could capitalize on an opportunity, right? So we just had Punch TV Studios come speak to us. You know, that could be an opportunity. Are you prepared to capitalize on an opportunity? So this is why we have these investment sessions. This is why we're talking about marijuana, which everybody knows marijuana is going to blow up. But how many of us are putting ourselves in position to capitalize on opportunities? How many of us can see opportunities when we're mired in debt? You see what I'm saying? So what we're doing is we're creating this atmosphere where we can change the conversation and we can start talking about where it is that we want to go as a people. Not where we've been, not where we're running from, but I want to know, what are you running to? See what I'm saying? So when she says, so Tatasha says here, she says, I'm working my way out of my job. That's you running away from something. But what are you running to? You're running away, you're leaving your job for what? Because you want to do what? This is where we got to change our focus. Not on what I don't want, but what do I want? So what is it that you're running to? That's where your inspiration comes from. You see what I'm saying? That is where your inspiration comes. And when you get inspired, when you are inspired, there's nothing that can stop the inspired spirit. Absolutely nothing. You're willing to go through hell and high water to accomplish your dream. So again, I don't want to know necessarily, it's good to know where you've been, but I don't want to know where you're running from. I want to know what you're running to. That's where the inspiration comes. That's where the tenacity comes. That's where the determination is built, because I'm running towards somewhere. So here's the deal, guys. I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about how you can fix broke. And I mentioned to you there was a story that happened today, just today, about someone who was doing the right thing but getting the wrong advice. She found out today that she was losing money even though she was trying to invest money. So hey, if you are that person, you're like, you know what? I need to talk to ERGJ. My number's there, website's there. You can schedule an appointment with me so that we can make sure that you understand your money. Now, after that, it's about you getting your hustle up, knowing where you want to go. And because you know where you want to go, you're willing to do whatever it takes to get there, then you're going to start finding ways to earn more money, right? Once you begin to earn more money, you're going to start to maneuver yourself into these different tax codes and tax brackets. And it may not just be you yourself. It may be your family. You know, maybe you're not the person to run everything. Maybe that's your husband. Maybe that's your son. Maybe that's your daughter. But you're going to start having these conversations about, as a family, as a unit, as maybe you and your best friend or whatever. What can we do and what can we build together? Everybody say that in the comments below. Together. Because for some reason, our people, we always want to operate in silos, because that's what we're like, hey, we want it done, we got to do it by ourselves. But I've learned, and you'll see how I operate. You're going to hardly ever see me do anything by myself. I'm always tapping into the right spirit and the right expertise to bring more to the village itself. See what I'm saying? So I'm making strategic partnerships. Everybody say that. Strategic partnerships. Matter of fact, Kenyatta, I just connected her to somebody. Strategic partner. Me and Anthony, we connected. Strategic partnership. So that it doesn't fall on one person. You see what I'm saying? It's a brotherhood. It's a community. It's arms locked. And we're gonna go stepping. But we're not marching to Washington. We're marching to the bank. So you want to understand your money. You want to earn more money. You want to learn how to keep more of your money. And then you want to make your money work for you. This is how you fix broke. You don't get out of debt by demand. You get out of debt by going to work. You can't demand, you can't expect anyone to give you what you need to get out of debt, depending on the government, depending on whatever. We've already seen that they can't handle money anyway. But you can get out of debt by going to work. So again, I don't know where, I'm saying that you have a history, but I don't want to know what you're running from. I want to know what you're running to. And that's going to give you the inspiration to do whatever it takes to fix broke for you if you are broke, to fix broke for you. So, hey, I'm ERGJ, the Certified Financial Educator. You can get in touch with me if you want to schedule your retirement review today. It's important that you understand this, because you don't want to retire broke. And if you don't understand your money, you're putting your money in someone else's hands, and you accept all of the risk. That's a bad proposition. So at least understand it yourself. Today's episode is brought to you by True Detergent. That's right, black owned and manufactured, 101 gallons here. I'm in the Atlanta area. I do free delivery. So if you want to get your bottle, it's 15 bucks. I can do that by cash or by PayPal. And guess what? You probably want to do it in cash because you want to meet me in person. Anyway, it's True Detergent. Make the switch. All right, guys. So here's the deal, man. I'm going to be back in about 30 minutes so we can go through our nightcap reading, which we're going through The Richest Man in Babylon. That is my favorite book. My #1 book. It's the book that changed my financial life. And I want to make sure that you get that reading as well. And of course, you can go to www.ergj.net to get all of the upcoming events. And you can sign up for Club Millie, where we are helping 1,000 people save and invest $1,000 this year. ERGJ, New Black Wall Street, it takes a village, and it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together.
The New Black Wall Street. Thanks to you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there at the episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.